What is going on, everybody? We're back with some more Marvel Snap, and today I wanted to show you guys I guess more of a meme deck. I finally unlocked Mr. Negative. What Mr. Negative does is he swaps the power and cost of all cards in your deck. So naturally, I was really excited to mess around with it. The only issue is this little qualifier right here, in your deck. This makes this card a lot worse. So I tried to build a deck that could at least best fight for that ability while still being somewhat competitive overall. So we pack Sunspot in. Sunspot's just one of my kind of go-to one-drops. He probably should get pulled out in favor of something a little bit more strong. But I just don't really know what I want to run instead, and like I said, I like Sunspot a lot. Plus, the kind of logic behind Sunspot was if I play Mr. Negative, and my later game draws are things like Iron Man or White Tiger that have their mana and power flipped, we have a lot of leftover mana at that point, so maybe Sunspot would get juiced up. We also have Wong in here because I unlocked Wong and I'm having a lot of fun messing around with him. Wong plus White Tiger is very strong. Wong plus Jubilee could be very strong as well. Other than that, it's just like Witch, Yondu, just some versatile 1 and 2 drops, or 1/2 drop is Cable. We're playing Devil Dinosaur just because honestly it's so above the power curve that even without a deck that has a lot of draw, I really am just playing Cable for extra card generation. Devil Dinosaur can still be pretty strong, and if I draw it after Mr. Negative, it's a 0 cost 3 power. We have Rogue in here to try and steal opposing dinosaurs and Iron Mans, and again, she becomes 1 energy 3 power if she gets flipped with Mr. Negative. That's kind of the gist of the deck. I warn you, this deck is not great. It's not as bad as the Cerebro deck I tried to build. That deck will not see the YouTube channel. That's how bad that deck was. I'm going to keep trying to find a way to make Cerebro work so that we can bring it to the channel. But that time was not today. That time was not yet. Let's start with a Sunspot in the right lane. Now, thankfully, we have Shang-Chi in this deck, which plays very well with the current featured location, that is Monster Island. So we should be able to do some pretty cool things there. I think here we'll just play Yondu. Play Yondu alongside Sunspot. Normally I like to save Yondu for a couple turns later into the game to raise the odds that we hit a Chavez. But I think I kind of want to play out on curve a little bit here. Now, unfortunately, we drew one of our biggest payoff cards with Mr. Negative, so we're not going to be able to get a 0 cost 5 power Iron Man, but them's the breaks. Space Throne is the play, and we're going to miss turn 3, which isn't the end of the world since now we have Sunspot getting buffed even more. I still don't think, even with Sunspot getting some buffs, that we're going to be able to fight for this lane. Especially now if they got a Dino going down. Oh, okay. That works. Now, the question here becomes... I don't really want to just smash Jubilee. We could go Wong Jubilee. Then that leaves my turn 6 play to be basically Shang-Chi. What's in my deck right now is the better question. We drew all 3 1-drops. Cable is in there still. Rogue is in there still. Mr. Negative is in there still. So Cable, Rogue, Mr. Negative. White Tiger. What else? Let's just slap the Jubilee. I don't think it's the best play, but I think it's the most fun play. And if we hit Rogue here, we celebrate. Hey! Sometimes math is good. Alright, so we have Cable, White Tiger, and one other card in our hand, and we're going to draw one more card. So playing Wong with the hope that we eventually hit White Tiger is not the best play. I want to save Shang-Chi as a surprise. We could just play down Iron Man. Or we go Mr. Negative plus Scarlet Witch. We'll see. I wanted to go Mr. Negative here, because if we do top deck White Tiger, then we can play White Tiger into... I guess we could play both of these anyway. Although, that Typhoid Mary has now made his monster out of Shang-Chi range. Which is a problem. That is definitely a problem. So we can go Cable Iron Man, and even if we get hit with Shang-Chi, we will have 12 power there. Let's just see what this looks like. Oh no, we can't play both. Iron Man's 5 cost. Okay. So I don't think Iron Man's the best play then. Unless we don't get hit with Shang-Chi. Then Iron Man is the best play. Otherwise, the best play is we reveal first, so Shang-Chi is never in the equation. So the alternative would be Wong and Cable. I don't think that's strong enough, so let's just go with the Iron Man play. And if he has Shang-Chi, he has Shang-Chi. He's got Chavez. Alright, so we're able to snag a win there with absolutely no thanks to Mr. Negative. All he was a 4 energy 4/4 in that game. But we had a really nice highlight play of Jubilee into Rogue. Let's get another game in here. That one got a little froggy. Alright, this is quite a bad opener. We've already hit a lot of our payoff cards. Alright, since we have a Dino in hand, Cable on Camartage is just really good. It gives us more cards. It takes cards out of their deck. Sentinel and Carnage, which means now they should only have one main way to kill their Nova. Which is always a good thing. We also now have Sentinel into Camartage we can keep playing. A guaranteed White Tiger onto Camartage. We have quite a bit of power plays going on here. We also have Jubilee onto Camartage, which would then fill that up and we wouldn't be able to play White Tiger, but I don't think it's the end of the world there if we went for that play. Alright, so we drew Sunspot. We have not drawn Yondu or Scarlet Witch, so the odds of us hitting a 1-drop if we Jubilee into Camartage is a 2 and 5. I don't really like 40%. Like playing Wong here either, though. I'm not loving this situation. Just go Sentinel into Carnage. We'll open up some more space. Although this is also going to fill up our hand. I just want another turn to think before we make a decision. Although I have a strong hunch that they might just be playing Shang-Chi here. Which is actually pretty fine. Although we don't have our own Shang-Chi at the moment, which is a downside. I think White Tiger is the play here. We didn't draw any cards because our hand was full, so it's probably not great to play Sentinel there, actually. But we're going to go for the White Tiger play. Definitely don't think we should have played Sentinel there. I think we should have been trying to draw. Shang-Chi would help us out a lot. I even suspect that Rogue will probably help us out quite a bit as well. Oh, I'm supposed to be awake at this time. Good thing I'm already awake. Alright, they have Moon Girl coming out. Mr. Sinister, so we know that this is going to be a Nova play here. I don't really have any ways to turn it off. Which means I think we just lose. The odds that they've drawn Deathlock and Nova are pretty high. And even if they weren't, we can't win this lane. We're barely winning this lane. And we're barely winning this lane. Yeah, so that one's just going to be a retreat. I don't think I played that one very well at all. This was not a good play on the Sentinel. We were behind the 8-ball regardless. It was going to be tough to come back in that game. But I took a tough game and basically spiked it down into a guaranteed loss is what I think I did there. Alright, his hand's looking a little more interesting. I have a separate video I'm going to make kind of talking about this soon. But cards like Mr. Negative being 4 cost kind of make it really hard to build a deck around them. Unless you do some kind of like lockjaw cycling. It's just so hard to reliably build around Mr. Negative. Because you play him and then at best you have turn 5 and turn 6 to capitalize on his payout. And it's not like there's a ton of draw in this game to really make that happen. It's just very awkward to make it happen. I guess you theoretically could like Mr. Negative and then next turn play, I think the card is Crystal, that shuffles your hand in and draws 3 cards. That's a cool card to steal from them. That's a great card to get played for free from them. So, we have better plays, but since we're going to get to play Mr. Negative on turn 3, I'm going to do that. It's just as simple as that. Wave is annoying. I think we still just play Double Dinosaur here to try and really make sure we take that lane. Okay. Odin being 8 power here is a little annoying. If he was 9 power, we could take out both of them with one Shang-Chi. I know I keep saying Shang-Chi this game. Rogue, we got the one energy Rogue we've been wanting. What is more likely, I guess, is the question. That they have a turn 6 Nova combo to buff this like crazy, or that they play like 30 power worth of cards in Sakaar. Because I think Iron Man's center is the best play. We're gonna go for that. We drew 2 1-drops and Rogue, who is dead in this matchup, as our as our 3 payoff draws with Mr. Negative this game. Which is very unfortunate, but we got a win, so I will take it. We had that game locked up pretty much no matter what. So yeah, that's going to be it for now, guys. Thank you guys all very much for watching. If you've got any other cards you want to see me make a deck around, let me know down below in the comment section. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.